What is a health coach? There is a huge demand for new. I think we can get started.
We good to go? Awesome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today, and welcome to Health Professionals Network for Tigray's first ever mental health and wellness retreat. Mental health is essential to a healthy life, and it's paramount to understand that mental health issues affect people from all walks of life. Millions struggle with feelings of anxiety, isolation, and depression, lacking access to quality care and support that they need. Largely due to the stigma surrounding it, talking about mental health is often considered taboo for many of us. As Tigray community, we are uniquely challenged today to endure the ongoing devastation caused by the war in Tigray. This is why we at HPN4Tigray want to put a spotlight on the importance of mental well-being and resilience at times of such adversity. HPN4Tigray is fully committed to address and support the needs of our communities in Tigray, Sudan, and in the diaspora. We believe mental health is a fundamental human right, and as such, HPN4Tigray tries to create safe spaces to provide access to mental health care services. In collaboration with various partners and organizations, HPN4Tigray continues to find innovative and unique ways to address wellness, mental health in our communities across all age groups. It gives me a great pleasure to open day 2 of our first wellness retreat initiative, filled with lots of fun activities and crafts that will help us develop coping skills to allow each one of us to break the barriers to mental health. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our moderator for the day, Rahel Haila. Rahel is a mental health advocate whose passion is driven by Tigray all over the world. And as we all continue to navigate these unique times, she hopes to highlight the importance of our mental well-being by sparking conversations in the diaspora and beyond. She is also the co-leader of HPN4Tigray Subcommittee on Wellness and Mental Health. Welcome, Rahel. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. As Dr. Semhal mentioned, Health Professionals Network for Tigray is committed to continuing to address the needs of our communities here in the diaspora, in Tigray, and in Sudan. HPN hosted a healing circle for support group leaders in April to express our gratitude and appreciation for the tireless work to provide wellness and mental health education to our communities and share resources and support each other. We had 15 support group leaders present and plan to expand. If you know anyone focused in the wellness, please email us at hpn4tigray@gmail.com so we can add them to our list in collaborative meetings. Moving forward, we plan to host this leadership in the future as we think to inspire us to come up with innovative and unique ways to address wellness and mental health in our communities across all age groups. From this first collaborative meeting in April, the idea of this event was born, and we utilized the needs and assessments and resources of the different support group leaders to creatively imagine and brainstorm, resulting in our first initiative, this 2-day wellness retreat. We are excited to present to you today. Today, we will be focused on highlighting Tigray businesses, artists for auction, and our sponsors of the event. Artists, we will also list the different support groups for all of you to join throughout the week. We are so excited to offer today hands-on activities to provide coping skills via breakout rooms where you can participate in real time and learn some wellness methods. We will have intermission where we will highlight all of our Tigray artists as well as our sponsors. So here you see on your screen, we have our virtual wellness retreat agenda for the day. So after my intro, we will have an amazing poet by the name of Bilen, who will be reciting a few poems for us. We will then go into our intermission where all of our Tigray artists will be highlighted, and we will have a slideshow of all of the art and merchandise items that we will have up for auction. We will also have the amazing Sindayo, who will be speaking to us in Tigrinya, so a great way for our elders to be involved. After Sindayo, we're gonna have our introduction to our breakout rooms, and then we have our breakout rooms, which we have Delina and Young Mesmur, who will be doing journaling and spoken word. We have Lul and Mele, who will be doing comedy and improv. We have Sarah, who will be doing the introduction to Bollywood dance. We have Zodi and Nahom, who will be doing our fitness center. We have Diaspora Feels, along with Dr. Marcia, who will be doing a sound therapy center. We have Stephanie, who will be doing our yoga and mindful breathing center. And then we will be ending today and this weekend's 2-day wellness retreat with closing meditation from Mehret. Next slide, please. Alrighty, so opening up today's program is going to be the amazing poet and therapist, Bilen. She is a Black mental health therapist and a poet with Tigrayan roots. She is passionate about destigmatizing mental health issues, social justice, and empowering women and bearing witness to the beauty and the brokenness of the human experience. She was also recently nominated for a National Book Award. We asked Bilen the question, what does healing mean to you? She said, healing means many different things to me. Sometimes healing is letting know what hurts hurt. It is the unkeeping of secrets. Healing is the capacity to name harm, the inherent power in saying, this happened to me. Healing looks like a shift in perspective about where the problem lies. Sometimes healing looks like change. Sometimes healing is two humans talking together about what it means to be human. Healing looks like practice. Healing is a process. Healing is a flexibility, grace, empathy, solidarity, and advocacy on behalf of others. Healing is reclaiming of the right to live out wholeness. I also wanted to mention that Bilen is donating 2 of her amazing poetry books, which are also available on Amazon for purchase. Please do, when you get a chance, write a review on Amazon and definitely check her out. I'll go ahead and pass it to our beautiful poet, Bilen.
Thank you so much. That was so generous. Okay. Can everyone hear me okay? All right, so I prepared 4 poems to share with you today. 2 will be from my book, Plenty, and then 2 others that I actually haven't shared anywhere else, but they feel fitting for this occasion. So we'll start. Okay. First one is called Forecast. My father doesn't know about my reverence for water women or what it means to be one. Something tells me he would think the whole thing they've done. Craziness, not unlike how he and his friends sneer at women who seem insusceptible to their criticisms and compliments. As a young woman in need of water, I vowed to only love men who were nothing like my father, only to fall for the fiery ones. Nonetheless, the other day, my mighty father said to me, casually, as if it wouldn't save us, "My Timothy, you look like water." This is Grandma's Fool. Sometimes I miss my grandmother so much, I can almost bring her back. It's like she's right in front of me, eyes dancing and mouth pretending to be bothered by my relentless longing. When she was here, she'd scold me for not being self-conscious. My too often and too loud laughter made her cringe and look around apologetically. A heavy rain hit the last summer I visited, and my cliched heart led me to dance in the street on the way to her house. Onlookers seeking cover under various storefronts twisted their faces in disapproval and concern. Ade was in her chair when I arrived. I could tell from her will to be invisible that the gossip beat me there. She tried to pull away when I bent to kiss her. Taking her head in my hands, I planted several kisses on her face and neck. "Libigaveri," she said, and I laughed. Then, "What use is it advising a fool?" which made me laugh harder. Suddenly, I became aware of how fiercely I miss her and said so. "It's you who leaves," she said, before getting up slowly to make me shahi. I'm going to pull up the other ones. This next poem I wrote for the survivors of the rampant rape that's going on in the war on Tigray. Just thinking about all of what they're going through, which is just heartbreaking. And for me, writing is a way to process some of that. It's called "The Light is Greater." They came along to convince you that you didn't matter. It was their shame that gripped you, listing everything that broke in your possession. Pure evil acting out perverse justice. Did the darkness become easier to bear than the curious light ahead? It may help to consider that it's a reflection of yours within. Don't you know that not everything that breaks away? You're greater than what they did to you. This world is a friend to no one. It would have you believe all is lost. Don't you know that the amount of breaths is equal to the power you hold in a lifetime? In your case, even more. They came with their worst, but it was you who saw and remained unconquerable. The last poem is called, it's a prose poem, and it's called "No Such Thing as Strangers." Gio, the Lyft driver, pulls up to the front of the brunch spot and gets out to help me with my luggage. I'm very touched, even though I know it's standard customer service. just as I'd fought back tears when the waiter told me to take my time with my meal, in spite of the line that had started to form. Everything hurts lately, and any kind gesture becomes God. Gio asks if I mind country music, and I say I prefer it. It suits my melancholy. I tell him this had been a business trip, which is only partly true. He wishes me success with my book. We talk about places we've lived, belonging, and lack thereof. Gio tells me that he was closest to his grandmother, who passed away a few years ago. How losing her changed him, that he's now intentional about living every moment of his life to the fullest, about finding the beauty in every interaction, every circumstance, no matter what, he says. He tells me that his grandmother used to say that there is no such thing as strangers. I don't mention my beloved late grandmother, whom I miss with the weight of all tomorrows. I say, sounds like your grandmother was a wonderful person. She is, Gio replies. She really is. There was no stopping the tears. I wept silently and kept my head down so he wouldn't see me fall apart. We ride Luke Combs better together in silence. I tell him to take his time because I have 3 hours before my flight takes off. He asks if there were any more places I wanted to check out before leaving the city. Not really, I say, before recalling an Instagram post about a protest against the Tigray genocide in town that day. I tell him about the 6-month-long war, the communications blackout, the starvation, the rape, the 150,000 deaths, and the world's indifference to the plight of my people. I look out the window as I talk, tears streaming down my face. Sometimes, I say, I don't know if my heart is hardening or away. I can't believe I haven't heard anything about this, he says solemnly. He asks me to look up the details of the protests and says he'll take me, adding, I'll park the car and go with you. You don't have to do this alone. We drive to the location, searching in several directions, but can't find the protests, which turned out to have ended an hour earlier. I'm disappointed, but feeling better for his generous spirit. Gio says he'll take the scenic route to the airport and points out beautiful art and architecture along the way. I sit up, captivated by various colors and shapes. I think about our grandmothers, his and mine, their everlasting love guiding us home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beelan. Can we just take a second, everybody? Let's go ahead and give her her poetry snaps. Let's go ahead and give her her flowers. That was beautiful. I can't even, moving. It was so sweet. So Beelan Hafte, thank you so much. Those were so beautiful. We all, the comments are going crazy right now. Let's just say that. So we are so honored. And we are so proud of you. Beautiful. We're giving you your flowers. So thank you so much, Beelan Hafte.
Thank you all so much. I'm really honored to be here. No place else I'd be. Thank you.
Thank you. So before we get into the fun, amazing breakout rooms, we are going to go ahead and show you guys that this event today would not have been possible without the amazing sponsors that we have here highlighted for you guys today. The first sponsor that we have is Saraye Coffee, who was a sponsor as well as a donor, and she will be auctioning a coffee set. And just a heads up, you guys are definitely, there should be a link in the chat box where you guys can go to the website, and all of these auction items that you guys are going to see on the next slides are all available. So what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and click on the item that you want to place a bid on. The bid started yesterday. So you'll go ahead and click it, you'll add it to your cart, and you'll place your bid. And if you can't click the link, please go ahead and text HPN4Tigray. You should see it on the screen to 406-302-5086, and that will send you the link as well. So as I mentioned, we have Saraye Coffee, who was a sponsor and a donor, and she will be auctioning off a coffee set. We have Araya Telepsychiatry, who is a sponsor and a psychiatrist who is a great member of HPN. We have Be Well Women Health, which is a comprehensive gynecology practice. We have Finding Destiny, which is a nonprofit focused on supporting girls' education and community engagement. We have Black Men Read moderator, sponsor and donor to auction. And she was actually our moderator yesterday, Ms. Yodit Mesfin, who is donating a Black Book Box subscription that has books and merchandise from Black authors. We also have Konjo, who is a donor who will be donating merchandise and clothing. We have Tishalima, which is a donor, and she will be auctioning jewelry. My Meskel, who will be donating jewelry. Mills Tigrinya classes, which will be auctioning off Tigrinya lessons for anyone between 8 to 18 years old. We have the amazing Hafkana Bilen, who is a poet, as we know, and a therapist, who will be auctioning off 2 books. We also have Blush by Mackie, who is offering makeup session, and I believe that's available for those in the DMV area. We have Denver's very own Young Mesbur, who has donated 2 t-shirts and will also be one of the hosts for the breakout rooms today. We also have Tyndall Life Coach, which will be auctioning off 3 coaching sessions. And our collective group of artists are activating through art, and all these amazing pieces were donated. We have 11 artists with a total of 20 pieces. So everyone remember, the link is in the chat. If not, please text the number on the screen and go ahead and place those bids. All the artists and their amazing work will be highlighted throughout the slideshow, and you will have a chance to bid via online art auction, which, like I said, is dropped in the chat. And the auction started yesterday and it's going on for the next 4 weeks. We will have an event on Sunday, June 27th to showcase the art. And the last day, that's where the winners will be announced. We have artists from Addis, France, Canada, and all over the United States. So everyone go ahead, bid now, and we will begin the slide to highlight all of our artists.
There's generational trauma in our family tree. They thought they could bury us, but they were just planting seeds. It's been months, and we can't sleep because they can't eat. Why's the hate so deep? Cheering while we bleed. History repeats. No justice, no peace. The struggle's real, no for real. Instead, they want us dead. No food to be fed, so dread. Never give up on our love. It's in our bones, in our blood, sweat, tears. All the years, no fear. All the lies they told, all the foes we saw, all the hate, all the pain can't take us away. Tigray a day, it's gonna be okay. Tigray a day, we're gonna find a way. Tigray a day, it's gonna be okay. Tigray a day, we're gonna find a way. Tigray a day, won't hold us down. Tigray a day, they can't bring us down. Dakimenina, daketagano, dakimenina, daketagano, dakimenina, daketagano, dakimenina, daketagano. كتعودي لي أنا مساخي قامت كتي كتفنجا فيتي بداي عادة ترعدي حلو ترعدي نادي حلو أنا مسافي ترعدي مسافي
So as you guys saw here, I mean, as Tagaru, we are so blessed. We have an amazing variety of artists that do it all. We have makeup artists, we have fitness artists, we have singers, we have therapists, we do it all. So please, please go ahead and go to the auction, put those bids in. All of that money that's coming in, that's going to refugees in Sudan, it's going back home to Tigray. Get on that website, text that number, go ahead and place those bids. Don't be upset when all that stuff is gone. Go ahead and place your bids. Go ahead and place your bids now. And again, for all the artists, the musical artists that we are showing and you guys are listening to their music, please go ahead to their YouTube and please subscribe. We got to show our Tagadu's love and support. Our next speaker, let's see. So our next speaker is going to be the amazing Sindayo. She will be talking about acknowledging the cycle and the power of support groups. I actually had the amazing honor of meeting her at the DC and New York protests. So Sindayo says her passion is to help and uplift others. She prides herself on her problem-solving skills as well as using her past experience to fuel her determination to overcome future obstacles. She's also a member of the community healing group where we train the trainer. We also asked all of our speakers, what does healing mean to you? Sindayo says, healing to me means coming to terms with my past traumas, realizing I cannot change the past, but instead connect with my truest self and learn from those experiences. Healing means to make whole again, to take those broken pieces and put them back together like a puzzle to build myself up to be an even stronger and caring individual. Healing is often painful, but it is always worth it. Well said, Sindayo Hafte. So as we said, this presentation will be in Tigrinya, and she is one of the members of our community healing group that meets weekly on Tuesdays, where they are getting trained to facilitate support groups known as Train with the Trainer program. Sindayo Hafte, if you are ready, I will go ahead and pass it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. خبرتي هابلي بطعمي مسكن. إزم جاكانو دكنا أحواتنا لذي عدل لها ونلذي مدرخزي بطعمي مسكن. سمي سندايو تكاي غوري بحال أب تግራይ مريت لتولدكو إيه لعابي خلقن أب تفلالي عدئيو أب سودان بناي من إساعد مي تقميت إيه بلعابي خوا عامتات دمو أمريكا إيه لأمد ناي أدو خلطة قولعية بزخزي موتينا نيو تساقمات حيال تساقم يومتينا نيو تزاريبكا وين أسترقيمكا ليتو ودو نقرات مصمو أب نوفمبر 4 لتجمرة تساقم ناي قدم تساقم ناي بعلي مسيولي سمعني تتريقوا وزلهم سئلي سدت انتاي مخانو لنقرأكم يو 7 شوعتي زنبرة سدت أنا زنوركوة مالتيو بعشراي حادي عام تمهرت دمو زمان أسه هتصاون تقول دمو عندنا أنا وتصحين زنبرة تساقم يوصحهم اللو سدت بزعبة سدت كتزارب نكلخا بزح حساب يردعي سدت تايم خانو كاب صبق بوتا لفيكيشن الكالت سدت تخيليخا لعاد خالي أخوانا إيو سدت زبهال إذا سدت خزي بتصحنا أني أسدت جن لك ترد إلى لي تخيل سأجمعتي بتصحنا أني 7 شوعتي تلحمق أسدت هزبي تجراي تسديديو أنا كأول عسل زنوركو كله هزبي إثيوبيا لتسددها يلمس لنا نير نعم يخو بالخدكو جن بزح تجراوي هم تسدده لمن تاي هم تسدده لنا ترد إن خيدو سدت مالت بالتفلالي قوانقا فلطاية سدت تسدد كات متتلخا سمال لك ስንዳዮ ኣይኮንኩ ኢሉ ጽዋዕ ኣብ ስደት ምስ ሃገረይ ስደተኛ እየ ልጽዋዕ ለተፈናቀለት እየ ልጽዋዕ ሪፊጂ ይብሃል በእንግሊዝኛ ወይ ከዓ ሪፊጂ ካምፕ ይብሃል ላጅን ይብሃል ብዓረብኛ ላጅዕ ደሞ ስደተኛ እዩ እና ላጅዕ ክትበሃል ከለኻ خالي ቋንቋ ስለልኾነ ስደተኛ ምዃን ከመይ ይርዳእካ ትሱ ግን ለተፈናቀለ ማለት እዩ ካብ መረበቱ ተፈናቂሉ ልወፀ ሰብ ካብቲ ልፎቶ ዓዲ ካፍታ ዝፈትዋ ኣዶ ካፍታ ዝፈትዋ ጓጓ ተመንጊጉ ልወፀ እዩ ካፍታ ሙቕቲ ገዝኡ ከይፈተወ ተገዲዱ ልወፀ እዩ እዚ ስደት እዚ ናተይ ስደት ግን ይፈላለዩ ኣነ ተሰደድኩ ውግእ ስለ ዝነበረ ዝናብ ስለለይ ነበረ እኽለይ ወቕሊ ስለልበለና ብኩሉ ተሰዲድና መሲል ይስምዐኒ ናይ ኸዝኒኦ ስደተኛማት ግን ሃፋትም ምስ ገንዘቦም ሓሪሶም ምስ መዓት መካይኖም ምስ መዓት ንብረቶም ብማንነቶም ብተግራውነቶም ተደፊኦም እግሮም ብደም ተሸፊኑ ናይ ኣሕዋቶም ናይ ወለዶም ውሒዝ ናታቶም ናይ ኣሕዋቶምና ናይ ወለዶም ናይ ደቆም ደም እናጎረፈ ኣብ ማእኸል ስሚንቶ መንገዲ ተሻጊሮም ንሱዳን ኣትዮም እዮም እዞም ኣሕዋትና እዚኦም ኣብ ስደት ተደርብዮም እኒአው እሳቶም መንግስቲ ይኽኣሎም ምንም ኣይኾኒ ንብል ንሕና ኣብ ትግራይ ዘሎ ህዝቢ ኸታ ይኸውን ንብል ትመውፅእ ልስኣነ ቱረይሳ ሒዙ ዝነብር ክቐብር ለይኽእል እዚ ኩሉ ፀገማት እኒአና ኣብ ትግራይ ማንም ሰብ ልፈልጦ እዩ ኩልና ንዛረብ ኣለና ደቅና ለይ ይዛረብ ኣለዉ እዚ ውግእ ክሓልፍ እዩ እዚ ጥምየት ክሓልፍ እዩ እዛ ግዜ ለክ ትሓልፍ እያ ለይትሓልፍ ፀገም ግን እኒኣ ብዙሕ ሰብ ክፈልጣ ለይኽእል እዛ ፀገም እዚኣ እንታይ እያ ናይ ሕሉፍ ፀገም ንደቂ ኣንስትዮ ላጋጥምና ኣብ ሓንጎልካ ልቕመጥ ስደት እኒኦ ጥምየት እኒኦ ክፍኣት እኒኦ ዓመፅ እኒኦ እዚ ክትርኢ ከለኻ እንታይ እዩ እዚ ዓመፅ እዚ ልበፅሐካ እንድሕለይ ተዛሪብካሉ ትበፅሐካ እኒኦ ፀገም እንታይ ምዃኑ እንድሕለይ ኣዋጊዕካሉ ወይ ብሕክምና ነገር ተረዲእካ ልኸፍአ ፀገም እዩ ዝበፅሐካ ናይ ዕድማ ምላሽ እስር ቤት ይበሃል ናይ ሓንጎል እስር ቤት ተጋሩ በተለይ ወይ ብጀነራሉ ኢትዮጵያውያን ሓደ ፀገም ኣለና ንሕና ሓሚምና ኢና ልሕክምና ክንኸይድ ከለና ፊዚካል ሕማም ይመስለና ብኣካል ልረኣይ ኣነ ብኣካል ልረኣይ ሕማም ይብለኝ ክልተ እግር ኣለኒ ተመስገን ፈጣሪ ክልተ ኢድ ኣለኒ ክልተ ዓይን ኣለኒ ልጎደሎ ነገር የብለኝ ጠጠው ኢለ ክኸድ ከለኹ ኣብ ማእኸል ከተማ ጎደሎ ዘለወና ይመስለኒ ኣደ ክልተ ቆልዑ እየ ናብራ ልነበረኒ እዩ ሰሪሐ ይልበልዕ እየ ጎደሎ ምንም የብለኝ ማንም ሰብ ልፈልጦ የብለኝ ግን ለይርሳዕ ነገር እኒኦ ትለይርሳዕ እንታይ እዩ ስደት ለሃበና ፀገም ልጓል ኣንስተይቲ ልበፅሓ ሽግራትን ናይ ቤተሰብ ናፍቆትን ወይም ክትኸይድ ከለኻ ልረኣኻዮ ፀገማትን ለይርሳዕ ኣብ ሓንጎልካ ልቕመጥ እኒኦ ክትረግፆ ትኽእል ኢኻ ረጊፅካ ክትሕዞ ትኽእል ኢኻ ክትርስዖሎ ትኽእል ኢኻ ግን ብግዚኣ ተፀቢያ ፈንዲኣ ክትመፅያ ናተይ ልመፀትሉ ግዜ ኣብ ኖቨምበር 4 ጀሚሩ ኖቨምበር 4 ክጅምር እንከሎ ኣነ ናይ መጀመርያ ስደት መፅውን ኢልኒ እተን ዓባይ ሰበይቲ ኣብ ተከዘ ልረኣኽወን ደም በጊዕ ነፀላ ተኸዲነን ሓመድ ልተኸደነ ነፀላ ምዃኑ ልምፍላጥ ልኸብደካ ክሻብሃን ገረብ ምሳይ ዝመፃ ኮፍ ኢለን ልተረፋ ኣበለዋ ይኾና ኢለ ክሓስብ ጀሚረ ድሕር 30 እንደይ ዓመት እዩ ወይ ከዓ ታዶ ወዳና ጥበበት ኣብ እምኒ ኮፍ ኢላ هوتا حليفو والعنا طوابا زرعخو متون يلني إذا خلك متص كله بيتسب كاب عدن هلو انت خوينا مركات حسيت لها تحنقولك يصوت لك مالتي أبي همزة اللي خايت فلتي أنا أمريكا قبل أمت 17 عامت جيرية أمريكا نتأمي سبير أخوي تمسكن فتاري خوفي إن لا تأجي مني لذكرك وجزي بزح يكون أب ديسمبر جن بتعمل تسألمتني تسأل مثلا أيو سنة تنقوها تسي أي سرح لك خيد أير مزيان هليكوبتر يا مزيان تلومات أكبابي تمرتيات لازلو وعشان لصوت زيهم نيرو نعوم كتب بالمزيات تخون تخليع ويمزا أير زي أخو لك زيات مزيلة تخون يعني أي فلو تكون مغنياتو حسيب الله يفلتي أب ديسمبر 2020 جن جاني غني كبر جزاي مساس إليك وزن كله نا أير دمت سميعي لسبع شعات توسيدني حسيبي إذا أير زي أتمت زلا أبي يهتوقع إلي حسيبي أنا سابي نتحابق إلي ولا حيلك رئين كله جزاوت يلر إذا له أير دم جزاهم توقع فلتي أنت تعبى أنت بزرعه أذا أنت زيئة أنت أتيش توقع أن تخوند إلي حسن جن أما خل من جديد أطوي لي اليوم عين كاس راسي زله كتوقع أن تخوينات أي بقات عنجت لك توقع يامو كافت عنجتي لقيقي لا خليك خد لني لين حسبت له أمريكا زلهم مخانة وني لني لو على تايلي واسن دايو أمريكا أخوكني أخي أمريكا أي ريت وقعني أب تجراي أب إثيوبيا يوزي صقم دي بتصح زلو إلي لو عليك الزارب جميري تحرات حساسي وني واه إذا صقم زي اللي بتصحني قد مثلا ساحة مش تعمد يو بزعد ما يزي أمريكا همزي لي أنا كنا قصة له خالي سيف خدتها خون إلي حاسبي تلي تزارب أخذ انتهي يخون تلسمع لي ولس تاي يخون لبحال حسب أتينا أنا بتعم أدلني أي لكم جروب اللوني حواتي قال لي عندك أي قال لي أم دمو عبيت حواتي لخونو سبر خينا بسومن حادق زي بسومن خلص ينا واقعنا أجمع بخينا ودينا يئنا حزيننا ودينا يئنا اتوهموا لي واللي سبس تاي خون إلي حسن أنا تزنبر النس أجم تزنبر الن حزن أواقعي مزوم حواتي دحنا نانفس اللي خدله اتاو جزء كوفي لني أسبك تنكابع عبيد بلاخة أدي ختاي تخون إلي حسن أدي سلسة وقع لرأيتي كافتم سلسة وحاترك على قبي رأيها سهم تخون إلي حسن إذا حواتنا أب عد زلوا تناتي وقس تناتي تقمس شي أمريكا أني أخي لي تطواب لي تن أوزينا أني أنا لي بلاخ تناف تقراي زلوا هم يخوني خونا تنسلسته وقع لحلفس تاخوني بلا اتوتادر ترى حيزو لعمصا زلو حفتي يستاخون تبل إلي يحسن إتا فلاسيت حاتني أبا تخسيان تأمس زلا تايتخون إلي يحسن مجرش إجن حسب طرح ناخونه بالخدم إزوم دقنا ناب أمريكا زلو دوم حسب أتيوم واه تجارس بتعمل عدلني ماتينا إلي لمنتاي تجراي مريت ريوم ولا يفلطوا مناقسة بزعبها تجراي وينا ولا يقن بزح زي شو عتورها ملء يا ويلو بعلتهم امباسي خوينهم بعلتهم جنرال خوينهم هيك يقولوا له زم دقنا أتم هيرنا يوم تزخونس أبي مزحنا إلي يحسن تجارو صلاتينا أين نفري دقنا حماق كيبولينا حاوينا يبزح لحالة نجرنيو كولدنا جمير أمهرنا يوم تنخونس تايمة ترفع ميب إذا فليت أمنيرم تزخونس تام حدا قلو إذا تقمنا يدرج نجرنا يوم تنخونس أبي ما بصحنا نيرنا يبل قل كابزي بالعلي نوصحو اللي إياه يبلي مخنياتو خزز لنا يعدل ما نمسب لي ولي تجارب بطعم جقانو دك ولينا بزحات جنرالات انتايلو إذا وقع زي لي ترفون الحر خوينوس انكو أن حنا نهلنا خوانيلو لكاس حقهم يوم إذا تقام زي لي ترف خوينوس انكو عطاني حخوانا يبلو خوانا دوم انكو عدك أنا بتمهارو خوانا انكو وليدنا عبينا دكتورات لويرات فرد بيتات اكتيفيست زيهم بزولدنا انكو عخوانا زيهم بلا عبينا انكو عخوانا زي تقام وصينا نيو أنا لمن ينتأيو خزا حواتي ولدي كاوزي مخرجي كتوسدو ولدلي ناتنا تساقم حاليفوس لابدقنا لكي يبتصح لابدقنا كي يبتصح بحايلي لكن صورحو زلنا يمني ريخم ما مزمنا أساسي كامي عينة بلاتفورم أوتي منيو نعانا لخوون مدرخ فاليوم هومنا إذا خزل الزارو اللي زلو بناتنا منا أسنا أحواتنا لتفتري بتعمل كن حقوس يقبلنا قنت ناتاتهم تعرض دوما كنسوم لنا ساتهم عنا لهم خفيتهم وانت خوينا مسأتهم خوينا كنوادق لنا ناتاتهم تمرت الناس معنا بدن بغيرنا اتلي هو ناتم هرتي كنت قوم لنا حمامنا يدقت راح يخون حمامنا يوشتي تلح خبده تناي دق ما سيري يو كي طيق كاي كاس حكمنا هبكاي تناي وشتي ما نمسوي فلطي بعلنا نحل تزاريونا له بعلنا تلي فتحنايو خالي سوي فتح لنا أبانا موتيني أتساقم ما نمسك خلو له يقبو ينيرو قن خيلنا يونينا ننبر لنا حقولنا همنا قدم خونا يخلي قن تخوني نايزم قول عزيهم سمعنا نايزن من أساسي أن سمعنا لبلانا ولا قاتربي لكم تليس أوعنا يو محاجة نولا نخلاينا 3-4 محاجة كوفيلكن تلحالة وقعي تنلنا برس أقام تواقعهن يحلف الكني يحل فيه كتواقع تلخا مسوف هنكاك تم خورة تلخا كل نجر سأقام كله حلفيه بالحلفة جن كرن سعي بنا إذا نحواتنا أبعد اللي بس حنزله ليرسع تساقمي هم يقرنا كان حق زيني لنا كنا مكر لنا مجمريا لسه كان حق استخوينا بعلتنا اللي نفسنا هنحجز لنا بعلتنا تساقم خيلنا يوس تناتنا تساقم دومو أوصينا كنقور لنا كاو لخالي سيف كنحجز ناي بعلنا وصل اللي هاد حلنا ناي خالي سيف وصل كنا هاد حنين خلي ولا كوا تساقم لي وصحكم انت خوينو وين لي وصحكن انت خوينو قدم حجي إذا خازني وتساقم حيال تساقم يوصحنا نيخلنا أجو خاتم محازتكن فليخن تزاربا أحواتكن جدن كاب ولدخا لتولد يخون يحوكا تقراوي بملؤ حاونا أي خازي تقراوي بملؤ حفتنا أي أدو تقارو بملؤن ولدنا أي تقارو خل جزية بحادة زم دقنا اللي فطروا قانقوان نيوس تقارو united will never be divided يقولوا تقارو كلنا بحادة انت خوينا لفلينا نجار يلي يقول حقهم يوم بحالك نكون تلنا كندايونو جوازات مخانا نرئي لنا أمريكا بملك أتقط قبل وني من إسا تقراوائي أوروبا بملك أنقط وني من إسا تقراوائي ولد تقاروية انقع لزن أنبسا لزن أنا برزي أن ولدكن إذا خلي عامت لتسأقمكم ولدي لزي خازق زيئيو قلن حق معلنا تقارو أدلنيا ماتينا انقع عبد دقنا لعابو يلقى زي خونا يبلكم كلهم بالخالكم لتقراي اللي كتحجزوا لناي أب سدت زلو تقراي لمحجاس حزبنا أب سدت يبدأ يولن حزبنا أب سدت أفيو كترف يولن أنا أدلنيا تلي خون نيري أنا كافتن لك أفقع كجارو حانتك خوني جبأن نير مخنياتو بنيش تعدم الوقت أخوي تقراي اللي تقامت كل عدمة شو ما أنت عم فرقانيا لترف عدمة كلها بسدت يحلفي كنت هتقراون نتايك لك غن تاقوان قاي تاقباين حيزي يالله كل تقراوي دوم هم خوني دل ما ننت كاتب كحز لتقارو حواتك تما قوتلن لتقارو ولد خان دك خان أجخون إني أنا إنا بلون بلونا نحنا لنا إنا مساخون تقراي مريت بعلا تقمي بالله مجمرها لتقراي هزبي كن حاسب لنا بالتفل عليه بالبلسة لناي تقراي ولدي عدو مالت ناي جزع عمدي مالت لا عدو كتهلو كل نجر مقيو ولا نستيتي ببهلنا بنئشتي أتحساس بقى الرأي كما قولا نستيتي جقنا يلا سبيتو زي بلو سبيتي اللي يبلو جزع مو أيقونة عدو لهمية أب تقراين أب سودان اللي بس حنزلو أحواتنا أجم بقليلو يترأيوه حيال حاجز يدلينا أيو يدليني لمن تايتلكم الساتن اندحر ليتعين الساتن اندحر ليحشوان الساتن جزا كايدا تليخ إلن تقراي تطوي لك تخلي تخل مجرى دك أنستيوم ناي حنقول تعنا كنقبر لنا لنا بناتاتن دوليو حساب خيلنا السخي همزي سلازوهن كي إذا وصحكي كيبلكا ناتاتن تسقم سمعنا بتساتن لدوليو سمعت خيلنا بزنا عدنا زلوا زنا في سدت لتبدل حواتنا كنحجزنا لنا متين لكي نقرأنا يخلعين كحوا يخلعين همزة لقن فلتينا اتزلو تسقم لوصح السبيل الفلطو بناتنا بهلي قوالا نستيتي اندحر همزة إيه لا المرعوا يلي ناترهالة تسقم كنا حما كشفين كخيديات بحال زخازمو صواني أجن كشوفونا لي تخليها قوالا نستيت خوينا بسالاسة بعشران حمشتن بعشران شعاتن زخونا سبعت لتعمت سبيتي خيلك يا خيدي اللي كتبها لي بتاع مخبيدي كتخلو أي تخلن سلازي إيو مهرسة عزاريبو ناي وشت زلو قسلع كم زدحن دادليا بلخ ألكمو بلخ ألنايو إذن حواتنا زين كنحجزنا لنا أودات يتقودي مالتي خاني أوداتنا تقتلهم تدربيهم يوم دقنا نديز أقام بصحوهم يوم قلنا يدق أنا سيخ على بأسي خونا بزحات ولدنا اليوم ولا نسيت تعميص على مبال تقانقوا تعميص بهالقانقوا لوعلو كزارو ولا يدليلو بطعمي الرقاقة ጸገምዩ ይብልኻ ታ ዓይነት ይረቃቃ ጸገም ማለት ጓል ኣንስተይቲ ምዕማጽ ማለት እኮ ካፍቲ ሞት ብላዕሊ ካብ ሁሉ ብታሕቲ ኢኻ ትነብር ትንሞተማ ሞት እዩ ኣይፈልጦ እኳ ተጸገም እሳ ግን ዕድሜ ኣምላሽ ውና ወለተ እያ ክትነብር بهوت እንኳ ሓለወት ልብል ሰብ ኣሎ ብዙሕ ለይርድኦ ሰብ ኣሎ ተጸገም መንግስቲ ፈሪድካ ተኣሲርካ ትወፅእን ብሓንጎል ተኣሲርካ ትነብርን ተፈላለዩ እዩ ናይ ሓንጎል እስር ቤት መፍትሕ መዓልቲ የውሊ ኩሉ ግዜ እስር ኢኻ ኩሉ ግዜ ድኹም ኢኻ ኩሉ ግዜ ተሸናፊ ኢኻ لمنتا أيو سلالينا واقعلو እዩ እዚ ጸገም እዚኮ ካብ ዓማ ብላዕሊ ልመጻ እዩ ኢልና ስለለን ሓሰቢና ባዕላ ፈትያ ወይ ሸኒፋ ክትዋጋእ ክትበኣስ ስለዘይኸኣለት ይመስለሰ ማንም ሰብ 17 ተጋደልቲ ጠጠው ኢሎም ክዕምፁኻ ከለው እንኳን ደስ ቤተሰባይም ክባኣስ ኣይኽእልን እና በጃኹም ምእንቲ ወለድና ምእንቲ ደቅና ምእንቲ ሓዋትና ምእንቲ ልባዕልና እዚ ናይ ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ዘሎ ዓመፅ ወይ ከዓ ሬፕ ይበፅሕ ዘሎ ጸገማት ብቐሊሉ ይትረኣይዎ ካብ ኩሉ ብላዕሊ ንዕኡ ክነዋግዐሉ ይግባእ ንዕኡ መፍትሒ ክንህወሉ ይግባእ ምክንያቱ በለይተን ደቂ ኣንስትዮ ወለድና ትግራይ መሬት ዓዲ ክትኾን ኣይትኽእልን ምስ ደቅና ምስ ወለድና ምስ ኣሕዋትና ክንኾን ተለና እዩ መውቆና خبرت ይሃበለይ ብጣዕሚ እየ ላመስግን ዝሰማዕኹምኒ I think ንእሽተይ ሰዓት ወሲደ እየ ካብ ካሊእ ብላዕሊ ብጣዕሚ እየ መስግን እዚ ሓሳብ እዚ ዕድል ሃብኩኒ ናይ ተጋሩ መናእሰ እናሕዋት ደሞ ብጣዕሚ እየ ላመስግን خبرت ይሃበለይ
Wow. I mean, I am at a complete loss for words. Sindai, I could listen to you talk all day. The message, your resilience. They say with generational trauma comes generational resilience. And you prove that here today. Just your ability to share your story with all of us here today. The way that you speak so eloquently, so beautifully. Like I said, I could listen to you talk all day. You spent your time, you shared a little bit, you know, you were giving the diaspora their flowers. We need to give you your flowers. We need to give our mothers back home in Tigray, our mothers here, their flowers. Because the Tagaru here, the diaspora here, the Manase Azizalo, we would not be able to do this. We will not be able to fight this fight without you guys here. The way that you guys raised us, what you guys have instilled in us. Yes, it's unfortunate what we're going through. Nobody deserves what's happening to the people of Tigray, both back home and outside of the diaspora. But because of the way that you guys raised us, because what you guys instilled in us, we are here fighting this fight right alongside you guys. Sindaya, we are so grateful for you. We are so thankful, so honored to be able to sit here and listen to you share your story with us today. I mean, it was like another light was ignited. I know everybody here is so proud and so honored to hear you speak today so beautifully. And for those of you that don't speak Tigrinya, she just kind of gave a little bit of background about her struggles and being a refugee coming here to the United States, she emphasized that as Tigray, we need to stick together. Tigray united, we will never be divided. This is a fight that we are fighting for each other, for the women, for the men back home. We are being a voice, not for the voiceless, but a voice for the silenced. This fight will continue. We will not stop. And I thank you, everybody, for taking the time to listen to Sandaya's beautiful words. So the next step in our program is we will be going into our breakout rooms. So we have 6 breakout rooms that everybody will be able to join. These breakout rooms are going to be about 10 to 12 minutes long. If you guys are unable to, if you don't see the icon at the bottom of your screen when it is time, we will go ahead and put you into a breakout room. But I will go ahead and introduce the amazing facilitators that we have for these breakout rooms. So the first one that we have is going to be the spoken word and journaling corner. We have, like I said, representing Denver, Colorado, I have to throw that in there. We have the amazing Young Mesmut, who is a rapper / lyricist here in Denver, Colorado. His music blends the wisdom of the old with the spirit of the new. And he says, I just want to make my mark. I just want to make my mark and leave an impact on the music that has left an impact on me. And then we also have the beautiful Delina, who is the founder of the Tigray support group on Instagram. If you guys have a chance, please do tune into that. So Delina moved to the US 2 years ago at the age of 16 to complete her senior year of high school, and now is a rising sophomore at the university. She's interested in child psychology. Like I said, she's the lead facilitator of the Sunday Tigray support group on Zoom. So that is going to be the spoken word and journaling corner. I do recommend having a pen and pad. Go ahead. They might be dropping some bars. You might get some inspirational things. So definitely tap into that group. The next group, I know, they are big. I don't know if anybody's on Clubhouse, but I know they're big on Clubhouse, and they're finally here with us today. We're so honored. We have the amazing Lul Mengesha, who is a writer, a data scientist, and most proudly a troll. And then we have the beautiful Mele Araya, who is an artistic director, a writer, an activist based in New York. They will be headlining our comedy and improv center, where they encourage laughter and fun. So please bring the jokes. You may or may not be roasted. Don't take it personal. It's all for the love of Tigray. So definitely tap into the comedy and improv corner. And I know there are so many great rooms. And like I said, we will be rotating. So you will be able to jump in and out of these rooms once they are up. The next slide. So the next slide, for one of our other breakout rooms, we're going to have the Bollywood dance corner, where you will be able to learn some introductory Bollywood dance moves. We have the beautiful Sarah Abraham, and she is from New York, and she works within the criminal justice system as a case manager. She's currently going for her master's in social work, and in her spare time, she is a teacher of Bollywood dance. So if you are ready to get those hips moving, get some Sunday morning exercise in, please definitely tap into Sarah's beautiful Bollywood dance corner. Alrighty, and if you're really trying to work up a sweat, we say mental health is just as important as physical health. We have our fitness corner, where you can learn and practice exercises that you can use on a daily basis. You'll be able to do these exercises in the comfort of your home. If it's nice, Denver, it's kind of rainy out here, but if you're in the city, feel free to go outside, get some fresh air, get that vitamin D. We have the beautiful Zodi, who has been a trainer since 2012, and she's a certified personal trainer and advisor. She specializes in boot camp workouts, individual strength coaching. She believes being fit starts from within and should be a lifestyle rather than a short-term fix. She recently started Fitness Fridays on Cyber Power of Tigray. So please do tune into that. We also have Nahom, who was born in Greece, but raised in the ATL. He is currently in management at the marketing and consulting firm in Atlanta. He loves swimming and believes with fitness, you have to fall in love with the process before you get the progress. Okay, dropping gems all day today. So if you want to get a good sweat in, please tap into the Fitness Corner with Zodi and Nahom. Alrighty, we also have our sound therapy, which we actually are honored. It's going to be a little bit of back and forth between the amazing Dr. Marcia Derby Davis, who is a registered nurse who recently received her PhD from Barry University. And we also have the amazing Diaspora Feels, which is hosted by Jerusalem and Johanna. And I know you guys, they're pretty big on Instagram. They've been doing their sound bowls. So please tap into sound therapy. They're going to be hosting some amazing sessions today. So a little bit different. We got a little bit of variety. And we also have, next slide, please. If you guys want to get into some yoga, if you guys want to get your stretches in, work every part of your body, we have the beautiful Stephanie who will be doing our yoga and mindful breathing, where you can learn about the foundation of yoga, a mind and body practice. So she is originally from Germany, and she is based in Atlanta, Georgia. She is a certified yoga instructor. She teaches artists with over 12 years of yoga experience. For over a decade, Stephanie has been working with children and adults of all ages with and abilities, using movement and dance as a tool for healing. So like I said, we have plenty of different breakout rooms. You guys are more than welcome to jump into all these different breakout rooms. Each breakout room will be about 10 to 12 minutes long. There will be a countdown. So if you're going to be in the journaling, we do encourage you to bring a pen and pad. If you're going to be in the comedy room, please feel free to bring an open mind. If you're going to be working out, maybe a yoga mat. If you're going to be with Stephanie, maybe some fresh air. If you're going to be with Nahom or Zodi, and then sound bowls with Dr. Marcia and Diaspora Feels, maybe a quiet area. So we will, after the breakout rooms have ended, we will have about a 3-minute break for individuals to use the restroom if you need to take a little break. And we will be highlighting some of our Tagadu artists within those breaks. So I think, team, if we are ready, we should be geared up to open up those breakout rooms. So you should see an icon at the bottom where you can join the breakout rooms. I will hang out in the main room for a little bit to make sure that anybody that is unable to join a breakout room gets put into a room. So, all right, let's get into those breakout rooms, guys.
can get ready to hop into our second room.
And we also want to encourage everybody to jump into a room that they haven't jumped in the first round, just to get a little bit of everything worked out. We have journaling, we have the comedy room, we have the Bollywood, we have yoga. So definitely mix it up, jump into different rooms, and we hope everyone is having a great time. All righty. So before we close off with a beautiful meditation and visualization by our good sis Mehret, I wanted to go ahead and remind everybody to please visit the HPN auction website, where you can go ahead and place those bids on all those amazing pieces by the beautiful Tagaru artists. Go ahead and follow HPN on all social medias. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And for those of you that were unable to attend yesterday, the first day of the wellness retreat, it was recorded. We had amazing, variety of therapists and speakers come and talk to us. And today's session, besides the breakout rooms, were also recorded. So yesterday and today's sessions, minus the breakout rooms, will be available on HPN4Tigray's YouTube page. And both days did have Tigrinya keynote speakers. So please, please, please share the virtual wellness retreat with your family members, with everybody, and they will be on HPN's YouTube page. And let me go ahead and pass the closing remarks to our beautiful sis Mehret, who is an educator, a poet, a community healer, a trauma expert, a life coach, and a mentor. So Mehret Hafte, go ahead and take it away.
I am so grateful and honored to just share this space with each of you. Thank you so much for HPN and each of you that has worked so hard. I want to say, first of all, I don't know if the Zoom bomber bombed all the rooms, but I'm reminded of, when Helena and I did a conversation probably a few months ago. There were just some ugly comments and some really awful things that were happening in the chat. And she did something that was so, so incredible. She responded by saying, they probably need to hear what we have today. And so we're going to ignore their comments. And to me, this spirit of resilience, this sense of generosity, this is what makes me proud about my people. She reminds me of my father, who was a doctor, and he was told that he could not heal during a time of war, certain people. And my doctor looked at them, my father looked at them and said, I am a doctor. If they're sick, I will heal them. And so I just honor this spirit of strength. Tigray is in so much pain and crisis, and we feel that deeply. The story that Sandaya shared, the powerful testament of what she went through and what our sisters are going through now. These stories have sealed a sense of independence and integrity. Heaven and earth do not allow what is happening to happen to our people. And through that alone, we have a sense of just depth and ability to stand in who we are as Tagaru, as healers, as healed. And I love in the last sound meditation room, our sister, she had us visualize what it would be like to see Tigray whole, to see Tigray in a new season, in a different season. And so the last few minutes, I just want to invite each one of us to enter into that space, and let's create together right now in this space. And there's something called intuitive yoga. And what happens is our body and our breath communicate with one another. And we feel deeply in spaces. And when God created us, he created us and breathed life into us. And from the day we came out of our mother's womb, we have been breathing through that breath in and out of our bodies. Today, we are going to take a moment together as one community to create through visualizing, through using even our breath as prayer, as connection to God who formed us and made us in his image, who he has given everything to show us that we are his. So in that spirit, let's go ahead and close our eyes. You can put your shoulders back and just notice. Just notice. You might notice tension. There's no judgment. You might notice maybe tension in many times we feel it in our forehead. If you'll take your hands and place them upward, place your feet firmly on the ground. We are going to breathe into the stability that is beneath our feet. We're going to breathe past that tension, past maybe the places of tightness, deep into the core of the earth, which for our brothers, our sisters, our mothers on the other side, they do not feel the anchoring and the stability, the mothering of earth who God created for us in which to be fruitful and multiply. They do not feel that right now. But together right now, we are going to use our breath to just pray. Use our breath to heal, to restore, to create. So I invite you to breathe in with your nose slowly and see how far it goes. If it stops at your throat, that is where we store sadness. Keep going. Let it go lower. Keep breathing into your abdomen, the place of birth, and hold in this space. And as we hold, let that breath gifted to us by our Maker, the same breath that hovered over the darkness and separated light from dark, that same breath, let it be and move. And then from that space, breathe out slowly through your mouth. Breathe out slowly. This time we are going to breathe all the way to our feet. Our feet are what carry us and what have carried us. And some of us even were carried across on our mother's backs. And some of us, our feet were the ones that walked to refugee camps. And some of us have heard and felt the carrying through the stories of our ancestors. This time we are going to breathe. I invite you to send that breath. And if it feels tension, if your shoulders get tight, just lower them. And as you breathe in through your nose, if it gets stuck, remember every gift that was gifted by our brothers and sisters today and yesterday. Every gift that was given us through words of kindness and hope, through a touch, through a hug. Take every single one of those moments and send it past the space of stopping and send it to your feet. Let's breathe in for 10 seconds if you can. Breathing 1, in with your nose, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, send it down. 8, farther past the bend of your knees. 9, 10, to your feet. Hold it. Now release from your feet, all the way from your toes. Wiggle them to feel them. Send it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you could not breathe it in for 10 seconds, we are a people breathing together, breathing as one. So one holds the other when the other falls. This time we send our breath, the last deep breath, all the way down past our feet and reach deep, deep, deep past the blood, past the cracks and the pain, the soaking, the hurt, the ache, down further to the core, to the center of the earth, to a space of stableness, security, groundedness, assurance, purpose. And before we breathe into that space, I invite you to just notice your body. And if you feel tension somewhere, take your right hand and place it in that space. For me, I place it in the space between my chest and my abdomen. In this place, we oftentimes feel fear. Just touch it and acknowledge, no judgment. Just notice that it is there. The Holy Scriptures tell us that perfect love casts out all fear. Just breathe wherever that place is. Maybe it's the top of your forehead. You feel just something. Let your body, know that you notice you don't just push through and push it right now. We just take a moment and send gratitude and presence to these spaces. We drink in this presence together. And then now, as we breathe down to the core, we are going to breathe into that space as we move forward and advocate and love and serve with compassion, with presence, with clarity, with integrity, with hope, with healing for our people, for the injustice. Remembering that we were born for such a time as this. So together, let's breathe. In with your nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, send it down. 5, 6, fill your belly. 7, down. 8 to your knees. 9 to your feet. 10 through the earth. Keep going past the pain where God heard the cry of Abel's blood and now our Tagaru's people blood. Keep going past that space as a cry. Know and believe that he sent one who bled for us to restore, to seal, to promise what is true and what is good. Send it down to the core of the earth and hold it there. Now slowly from the center of the earth, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Send an awareness to your toes, maybe wiggle them a little bit. Take your hands and put them face downward on your lap. Feel your fingertips, maybe move them around, connecting to your body. It is this body that we have been gifted and granted to use as vessels of life for ourselves and for others. Care come from a space of joy, of hope, and knowledge that this pain is not going to last. And we create a resounding and new and whole people together, walking in light, walking in truth and integrity, walking in love. Now to him who is able to keep you from stumbling and to present you before his throne without fault and with great joy, to the only God, our Savior in Christ Jesus, be all glory, be all honor, be all power and praise. We are not alone. These injustices have been heard in the heavens, and Jesus himself cries and rises for us, for our people, for humanity. I love you. Thank you. God bless you.